Coming up,
my first E36.
Oh my God, everything is so squeaky and rattly.
gorgeous interior,
Look at that.
an update on all of the projects.
To fix you, and now you leak oil? A mistake has been made. I've accidentally, purposely bought a really nice car. At least I think. I want to start a new project series, Track Car. I want to learn to use the car on the racetrack, learn how to power slide and drift like Jason Camisa, and for that I want to get a stock car, upgrade all of its components and get it to a track-capable condition. The car in question needs to be somewhat cheap, not a lot of power, something that's enough for a beginner. It has to be a wheelbarrow. I don't want to ruin a nice car turning it into a track toy. And it has to be something that we didn't have on the channel before. E36 328i. While searching for one in Spain, of course, because I want a rust-free example, I've potentially found the nicest example out there, and I bought it. And such car we most definitely cannot turn into a track toy. It has to be preserved. I bought it in Valencia from a really nice seller, and all I know about the car is that it's in supposedly really nice shape. The ABS light is on, and the first owner of the car was a princess of Belgium. Apparently that's a thing, and there's paperwork to prove that, so that instantly makes it worth 20 euros more. Anyway, my Polish friends are bringing the car over. It should be here shortly. Then we're gonna inspect it and decide what we're gonna do with it. The interior it's exquisite, at least in pictures. I can't wait to see it and show you that. Look who just arrived, the E36. That is a fairly big truck. There she is, July of 1996, E36 328i, 5-speed, finished in Arctic silver with saffron yellow interior. Pretty much the main reason why I bought this car. Look at that. Love the spoiler. I believe it's factory. The car is really dirty, needs a good wash. Starts, flick of the key. My first E36. 3 keys, baby.
Oh my God, everything is so squeaky and rattly.
Hey, the suspension doesn't feel that bad. Landed. There it is, my first E36. Finally. The interior has the familiar smell. It is the same smell you get in the E31. Same materials, I guess. Roughly the same age. But look at this interior. Saffron yellow leather. Super rare on E36. And it's in really decent shape for the age, and the leather is really nice and soft. I mean, the interior is in, well, needs a good cleaning, but it's in really nice shape. All right, before we have a proper look, I think I need to wash this car because it is very filthy and something was dripping on the hood there. Hopefully it's not oil. So let me give it a quick bath and then we'll pick this up again. Initial impressions, holy schnitzel, it's nice. It's actually too nice for me. I don't think I ever bought a nice car as this one on the channel. Let's take a tour of Valencia. It cleaned up beautifully and it is as stock as a rock. No modifications on the outside whatsoever. Small ding here, but we have original headlights, ZKW, which is really nice. No depot. We'll need to replace the emblem. The hood is in overall decent shape. A few rock chips here and there. Small scuff there, and we'll change the plastic. Original 15-inch rims, wrapped in Michelin tires. You know someone loved this car when they spent money on tires. They are from 2017, and they still look excellent. I don't need to buy tires. All around Michelin. This door has been repainted. I don't know if camera is picking that up, but the shade is slightly different, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Scuff on the bumper there, but it's just the trim, and I actually have new ones inside. The paint is in overall decent shape. Few dents on that door over there, but nothing too bad. Then here, that can be pulled out. So what do you think of the spoiler? I believe this is original to the car, and I quite like it. Because I gotta be honest with you, I never liked the look of the E36, especially the 4-door, but this one is so sweet and lovable, especially with the spoiler, so I like it. This side is nice and clean. We have lots of dents on the doors, So PDR guy will need to take care of that. The rear bumper has a few scuffs here and there. We can touch that up. And look at this. I believe back in the day in France and Belgium, they used to stamp the last 7 digits of the VIN on all of the windows. And you can see it here on the windshield. You can see it on the front glass over there. This one doesn't have it. This one was replaced. This one is still original. This one is still original. That one is still original. That one is still original. So all of the glass except this one is original. And we'll need a new windshield cowl. This one is cracking. Look at that E36 door panel that's not shrinking. It's actually in great shape. It is pretty rattly, but in nice shape. Actually, everything in this interior it's a bit rattly. But the smell, unfortunately you don't have smell-o-vision, but it just brings you back because it has the exact same smell as E31. The good old 90s interior smell. I love it. We gotta keep that. Manual Safran yellow leather seats in really good condition. Just need a good clean. And then we have the magnificent wood trim. The steering wheel as well in really nice shape. Not a lot of wear. 193,000 kilometers. That should be original. 5-speed manual gearbox. Passenger seat also in excellent condition. The door panel as well. The headliner, it's in great shape, but I think it was recovered. This doesn't look like original material. In fact, yeah, for sure recovered, but still in good shape. The rear seat, I mean, barely used. Oh, it is so nice and comfy in here. I gotta sit. This is actually comfortable. Look at that. Cranko painted windows. Say hello to Project Frankfurt. Engineless Project Frankfurt. And you know what? The headroom is pretty good as well. I'm 10 feet and 75 inches tall and I fit nicely. Spare tire. What is that? That's oil. Someone spilled oil. It's leaking from the trunk somewhere. Oh, that's original, man. February 2001. What's that? I don't know. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Toolkit. I think it's mostly there. We're missing pliers there. Found this in the trunk of the car. This leather matches this leather. Montana leather, a product of nature. So this is soft Montana leather. Natural luxury, elegant comfort. Quality that lasts. That's nice. I like that. So let's see if we can find documentation that this was owned by a princess once upon a time. Aftermarket radio. Fix that. It's the only thing that's not original in this car. I'm gonna go over the documentation real quick, but this car was originally delivered in Belgium. Inspection Automobile. La Princesse Liliane, Waterloo. Is that what he meant? He was owned by a princess? La Princesse Liliane. Interesting. Attestation sur le honneur. Yo, je ne sais, Juan Vicente Español de Valencia, España. I mean, I'm fluent in French, but I don't know what it says there. Pasaporte diplomatique. Whoa, I can't show you this. This is the princess. It says actually Princess de Belgique. Wow. And I can see her face. Look at that, Princess de Belgium. Didn't know Belgium had a princess. Gonna Google her later. Let's see if she was a big deal. Maybe she wants to buy her car back. Sell it to her for 100,000 euros. What? The car comes with service records. You gotta be kidding me. From 2005. So it was imported to Spain. I forgot. I think it was 99 or something like that. So it should be rust-free. Man, someone really liked this car. A lot of invoices here. Yep, all invoices. Damn, I really did buy a nice car. And I also got 3 keys with the car, which is nice. All of the books are here as well. Look at that. A map. No navigation back there. Pioneer, Pioneer. Ooh, Livret de Service. There's the winner of the car. September 1996. BMW Brussels. 1997, 1998, 43,000 kilometers. And then it ends in 2004 in Spain, Valencia. So it pretty much lived in Brussels and then in Valencia. This is the last stamp in BMW Group in 01 in Brussels, and he had 57,000 kilometers. And then nothing after that. That's typical. User manual in French. That is lovely. We have lots of documentation with the car. All right, I'm gonna quickly Google the princess, see if I can find anything. Ah, found her! The article is in French, so let me translate that for you real quick. Yeah, 1956. The date matches. I think I can tell it is. There's no harm in doing that, right? So her name is Princess Maria Esmeralda, also known as Esmeralda of Belgium.
She is a member of Belgian royal family. That is cool, man. So this was once her car. Good taste, I gotta say, good taste. She was the first owner. Let's check out the powerhouse. What do you think of the color? I love it. It's beautiful. Metallic silver. I think this fender was repainted as well. It has more metallic in it than the hood. That being said, this door as well. Maybe the hood was repainted. I don't know. We'll check that out in a minute. Needs shocks. The power barn. M52 B28. Single Vanos. Fantastic little engine. It's actually not that little. It is a proper straight 6. 5-speed manual, power to the rear. This is BMW, or at least it used to be. This looks freshish. All right, I'm gonna go get the L stick and then let's start it and see what it sounds like. There you can see the original color. Arctic's Grau Metallic. Looks clean under the hood. I think the exhaust is rattling a little bit, a heat shield or something. Wow, that thing is smooth. Listen to it. It is very smooth. Ducting there is broken. The air duct for the alternator. Need to add that to the list. So the guy did say there was nothing wrong with the engine or the rest of the car, just that he has the ABS light on, which it does have on. Well, traction control light. Cable controlled throttle. Let's warm it up a little bit. Oh, that sounds nice and smooth. On the first glance, there's nothing wrong with this engine, but I'm gonna let it warm up and then we're gonna give it a couple of... I can smell burning oil, which means an oil leak and something for us to fix. This looks relatively fresh as well, the Vanos line. All right, it's nice and warm now. Let's hear it roar. It has a peppy exhaust note. Pretty quiet, but it still sounds nice. Now I'm gonna pull it inside, put it on the lift and see what it looks like underneath. First we gotta kick out the Alpina. It even has the original floor mats. That is ridiculous. So the clutch, it's a bit high for my taste. That being said, it feels exactly like the clutch in every single E31 6-speed that I had. It just bites high. So I'm sure there's still plenty of life left in it. I'm just not used to it. Actually, let's give it one run. Oh, the brakes are good. Yeah, once you get the feel for the clutch, it's not that bad. Before I forget, let's check which panels still wear their original paint. So original paint is between 120, 140 microns. 240 nearly. So the roof has been repainted. 111. 98. It's actually thin. 143. So this is original paint. 346. 342. Repainted. 90. So the door is actually original color. 93. That's really thin, man. Nope, this is not original paint. It's just badly repainted. You can see clear coat runs right over there. 252, 251. So the entire car has been repainted except for the hood, which is a weird one. Okay, it is an old car, so it is what it is. Well, you know what? Except for a slight mismatch there, the paint actually looks decent. That's annoying. Yeah, it'll clean up nicely. Just pull out the dents and maybe blend in that door, and yeah, especially from here, it's definitely wrong shade. I wonder, is the AC working? The AC is working! It's very good. So I can smell burning oil, which means we have an oil leak brewing somewhere. So let's see if we can find where it is, but I'm thinking the valve cover gasket, because what else? Yeah, we have oil on the back, so the valve cover gasket is leaking. Not too bad, but it is leaking nonetheless. Yeah, you can see oil there. So that's dripping on the exhaust manifold there. and burning. That's an easy fix. How do you get to the power steering reservoir? That is funky, man. Oh, it's tight. Let's see what color that is. It is disgusting brown. So the power steering fluid needs to be replaced like ASAP. The intake boot, hopefully you can see, has a ton of cracks. So that needs doing. Let's check the brake fluid. That needs to be replaced. Does not look fresh. It's on the brown side. It should be nice, clear, yellowish color. Engine oil. A bit on the black side, but the level is correct. So it needs an oil change. The coolant we're gonna check later because it's still quite hot. Now we're gonna get it up in the air. Did I mention it's a slick top? Because it is. No sunroof, and that is a big plus in my book. Very good. All right, let's see if we can find something immediately wrong with the suspension. It's nice and firm. The shock looks good. It's not leaking. Oh, the bump stop is gone, but that's typical. I would go with new brake lines. The brakes, oh, strong lip here. It'll need front rotors, that's for sure. Tire tread, brand new. Rear brakes, ooh, even bigger lip. So we need brakes all around. The shock looks good. The bump stop is gone, which again, typical for the age, but super clean in here. Not a speck of rust anywhere. No play in the wheel there. I think I'm gonna do shocks. They're not leaking, but there's no bump stops anywhere. Good. This shock is good as well. No play in the suspension. Even the original rims are in decent shape. Let's take a look. So the biggest issue on E36 in Germany is the rust, which is why I got this one from Spain. But since it's been in Belgium for a bit, let's see if it's still rust-free. Let's start in the back. Original exhaust, that looks in great shape. Oh, the shocks were replaced. Monroe. Don't like them. So I think we're going to definitely do that. But look at everything so far. It is squeaky clean. No signs of rust whatsoever. That's the oil leak from the trunk. Pretty sure someone spilled something because there should be no oil in the back. Oh, this has a flap as well on the exhaust. Maybe that's why it's so quiet. The diff is dry. I mean, there is no even surface rust anywhere. Look at that up there. Beautifully clean. Yeah, we'll definitely do brake lines. Look at the caliper. It is not rusty. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I got a car from Spain. Look at the condition of the chassis. You will never find this in Germany unless the car was strictly driven in summer. That heat shield is damaged a bit. Original cats. Fuel filter. But look at the floor here. Wow, the car is worth every penny just because of the chassis. That's in wonderful condition, without any rust. It's scraped here a little bit, and over there as well, but no biggie. We can apply protection on that. Looks like the transmission is weeping. I would definitely service the transmission. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. ATF from the factory. This is what I'm using on my E39 M5, E60 M5, all of the manual cars, and I still get questions from people if ATF is fine for the transmission. That's what they used from the factory back in the day. So yes, it's totally fine in a manual transmission. The flex joint, aka Guibo or Dribo or whatever you want to pronounce it, in good condition. That's all relatively dry. This is all probably coming from the transmission. But let's look in the front. I think that's the oil leak that's coming from above from the valve cover gasket. The oil pan seems fine. The power steering line is a bit wet. I think someone did something there. But man alive, look at this car. Look at the bottom of the car. This is unbelievable condition for the age. And given the E36s, well, they rust. Oh, a zip tie there. We'll need to fix that. Another zip tie there. Control arm bushings. Melee. Yeah, that needs to go immediately. So we'll definitely do that. You can maybe see a slight leak from the valve cover over there. So we need to service that. The power steering reservoir, it's really wet, as well as the lines. So I'm gonna service all of that too. The shocks, as I said, they look in good condition. I don't think they were replaced in the front. No, they were Monroe. So I think I'm gonna reach out to Bilstein and see if they have B4 in stock, which is like stock OE replacement from them, and get that on this car. Should transform the ride. Yeah, this is amazing. Really, really good condition. Perhaps we could do the engine mounts as well. That would be certainly smart. They look old and original. Other than that, it's pretty dry from underneath. Just need to fix the valve cover leak and then clean up everything, but we scored big time here, boys. We really did. And girls. Now we're gonna lower it, hook up the diagnostics, and see if we can read the codes for the traction control light. 1996, and the round connector is usually in the engine bay. Yep, there it is. All right, I'm gonna go get my laptop. Let's see if we can get IMPA to talk to it. Ignition on. There we go. IMPA is working. We need to find older models. E36. Let's check the engine codes. None. No errors in the DME. Let's do chassis, ABS. IMPA will not talk with the ABS module. All right, so ISTA is scanning the car for codes. All right, I can't get the computer to talk with the DSC module and get the code, so I'll figure that out in the next episode. This is possibly the nicest E36 interior that I ever saw. This leather with the wood trim, beautiful combo. How good is this shot? E36 with E31 and the E32 underneath it. Same generation from the glory days of BMW. What happened to you? What happened to you? Look what once you used to make. Glorious automobiles that got people excited. Anyway, is it the nicest example out there? Probably not, but it sure will be one of the nicest once we are done with it. The plan? Track car? Absolutely not. No way. Far too nice for that. We need to save it. So here's what I'm thinking. I can't keep this car. It's not feasible. I have way too many cars as it is. I wouldn't use it. I don't know where to park it. The space is already crowded. So I'm thinking one more episode, fix everything that needs fixing that we just found, and then get it to pasture and tooth and then sell it. Historically, on my channel, May, June, July, and September are the worst months for YouTube in terms of views, revenue, and all of that, because it's summer and I think people are just outside and not watching YouTube as much as they do in winter. And I need to feed the cattle, so we are going to fix everything that we just found now, get it to pasture and tooth, and then sell it. Just one quick project series, maybe one more episode, pretty sure one more episode, and then sell this thing to make a quick profit. And, you know, I still need to feed all of the cars here. E60 is hungry, it wants rod bearings. But anyway, that's my opinion. If you would like to see me do something different with the car, please comment down below. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to saving this one. It just looks right, especially now in this scenery here. While Peter guy is banging away at Project Rottweil inside and removing all of the dents, I thought might as well give you an update on all of the projects since it's been a while since you've seen some of them. We'll start with this, Project Castellón E36 328i. No change since the last video, whenever that was. The project is still on the back burner. I need to find a bit of time to remove the engine, gearbox, and tear apart the interior, and then the chassis can go to Poland, to David and Arthur. They can remove the rust and repaint the entire car. The problem is time, but mostly the storage. Once I remove all of that, where do I store it? Everything inside is full, so I need to figure that out, and then we'll continue with this project. Don't worry, I didn't forget about this one. I really want to restore it. I just, you know, need to figure some stuff out. This, not a project. Project X5, E70 X5 4.8i. The other day I was driving it, parked it right over there, then I was walking up to it and I noticed a sizable puddle of oil underneath of the car. So naturally my initial reaction was, you I spent million euros and million hours of labor to fix you and now you leak oil? But Tiny Tim here didn't betray me. It's the quality of new parts that got me. Lemforder thrust arm bushings. They are fluid filled and the left one kind of burst and the silicone oily
fluid, whatever, just came out and started dripping everywhere. Then I did some research and it turns out Lemforder has a bad batch of thrust arm bushings for this model, E36 and there's a recall on them, I believe. So instead of going through all of that major hassle, I simply went to the dealer, purchased original thrust arm bushings, pressed out the bad ones and pressed in the good ones because the ball joints are still perfect. But Lemforder, get your shit together. You had the same issue with E39 back in 2017, 2018. I had the same issue. Brand new thrust arm bushings, properly installed. Not even 1,000 kilometers later, they started leaking fluid. You need to fix that, Lemforder, okay? It's not cool. Besides that, the aeronautical climate controls still didn't manage to resolve that issue. A lot of you gave me some really good tips and ideas what to check. A really good one was a condensation sensor, like the fog sensor, that lives right over here next to the mirror base, but this car doesn't have it. I really thought that might be the problem, but unless it's located somewhere else, that's not the issue. I also used ISTA to troubleshoot the problem. There are no codes for the climate controls whatsoever, and you can run some tests and diagnostics where you move the knobs and press the buttons and whatever, but all of the sensors appear to be working just fine. There are 13 sensors underneath of the dash to control of the flaps and vents, and one of them is over 100 euros, so you do the math. So I don't know, I need to find a bit more time to focus on that. For now, it's, you know, it's summer, it's working just fine. If you turn off the air vent for the upper part of the, you know, for the windshield, the AC is working perfectly fine. A friend of mine is actually going to go to Croatia with this car this summer in a couple of weeks. So yeah, the car is doing well. Project Cologne E36 328i. The engine is currently not very happy. We have a collapsed hydraulic lifter, so it's very tappety. Been driving it like that for the last 2,000–3,000 kilometers. I mean, it still works fine, and I kind of don't want to fix it because I'm done with that engine. If you remember, when I first got it, we found that the engine didn't have regular oil changes, like at all. We found turds in the actual turds in the oil pan, and I know if I were to pull the camshafts, everything is going to be worn out. So I don't want to spend the time and money on it. Instead, I finally bought a donor car for it, E36 330i with the 6-speed manual. Kind of rusty, kind of broken engine. And I'm thinking I don't really want to do a straight swap. I'm thinking to do like a really nice NA build. So maybe bore out the block to 3.3, get spicy shriek cams, get headers, get a tune, you know, just get as much power as we can out of NA M54 engine. And no, I don't want to swap in S54 in it. I want for it to remain with the M54 cart. But let me know what would you like to see. That's coming. I honestly have no idea when. I'm not gonna make any promises, but it's gonna happen sooner or later. Project Hovde E39 M5. I really have no excuses here. That poor thing has been sitting there for over 2 years now. I know, absolutely unacceptable. I'm really hoping that I'm gonna get to it this winter. We need to do the timing chain guides, the vanos, and the rod bearings while in there. But I'm also kind of undecided whether I want to pull the engine or not to do that, because I can do all of that with the engine still in the car. But if I pull the engine, then might as well pull the heads, refurbish them. And if I do that, then might as well refurbish the bottom end, and then we're talking full engine rebuild. So I need to decide what I want to do. Sorry, buddy. I'll get to you. This is my main issue. Too many projects, too much work, just one man. I do everything myself, so this is why everything takes forever. It's just how it is. Project Frankfurt E92 M3. As you know from the last episode, the engine from this car is kaput. Not usable. The crankshaft decided it wanted to be Bluetooth, wireless, snapped like a twig. This is the donor car, E93 M3, and even though it doesn't look like it, it's actually totaled. It had a pretty bad accident. The front right strut tower actually cracked and moved inwards. It's also a right-hand drive, so it's a perfect donor car. We're going to drop the engine out of this car, disassemble it completely, measure everything, and then rebuild it. That's actually coming pretty soon. And I already had questions about this. I'm not parting out this car. I'm not selling any parts, primarily because I don't have time for it. I don't have time to deal with people and shipping and all of that. So it's staying in one piece until I finish Project Frankfurt, and then we'll see.
Project Marseille E31 850i. We are doing complete OEM Plus restoration on this car. In the last episode, we reassembled the bottom end. The heads, they're still in Poland with Topmar. And this is always, well, sort of an issue when you're working with machine shops. They're super nice guys, but they're also super busy. So everything just takes forever to get done. The guy that's doing the heads, he's pretty much one-man show as well. So it just takes time. Plus, we had some issues with valve springs from the billas. They didn't really fit, so it took us a bit of time to figure that out as well. But the heads are done. They were ported and they did multi-angle valve job. And last I heard, they were shipped to me. I paid for the service, and they should be here in the next couple of days. And then we can proceed with the engine reassembly. And of course, the rest of the car. Project Karlsruhe E32 750iL. Yeah, it's still puffing blue smoke. We did a lot of work on the top end of this engine, replaced the valve stem seals, and it's still not happy. And when I park it and I remove a spark plug or two and look inside of the combustion chamber with a camera, I can actually see oil pooling up on the top of the piston, which means that the valve guides are thoroughly worn out and the heads need to be refurbished. So the heads need to come off, and at that point I think I'm just gonna drop the engine and refurbish the bottom end as well, because, you know, let's do it all at once and just exclude any possible weak points in the future. That being said, it's pretty much the exact same content as E31. It's the exact same engine, so it's gonna hit the back burner and I'm gonna get to it eventually. I gotta pick my battles, okay? Project Chicago, Alpina B7. Excuse the dust, por favor. I'm in the middle of polishing Project Rottweil right over there, and I'm getting polishing dust on it, so I'm gonna wash it a bit later. But this project is finished, finito. We have one more episode left to do, and I have an appointment with Alpina at the beginning of August. We're going to go and visit them. They're going to give us a tour of the facilities of the workshop, which is going to be with one of their engineers. So that should be pretty cool. Then I'm gonna tell you how much money I had to burn through to restore this car, and then it's sold, boys and girls, verbally at least. Who is a really nice subscriber of the channel. He reached out, he came to Frankfurt, he test drove the Alpina, he loved it, and we shook hands. So the car is sold. It's going to go to Kuwait, probably end of August or September or something like that. We'll see once I finish filming. So you can expect the last episode of this project to come in mid-August, something like that. Project Raleigh E60 M5 with the 6-speed manual. Just saying that makes me smile. You have no idea how much I love and adore this car. My better half and I just did 3,300 kilometers in it. We went on a road trip to Italy. We did crazy tight roads of Amalfi Coast. We did crazy street driving in Naples. We did Autostrada. We did Lake Como and Concours d'Elegance. Then back in Germany, Alps as well. We did Switzerland. It's just glorious driving this car. It didn't miss a beat. And even now, today, I'm daily driving it because I can still enjoy this car in the city. Even at slow speeds, you can still hear the intake noise. You don't even have to go fast. Even at 2,000 RPM, you can hear the glorious S85 singing. And it's become my favorite car. Yep, I enjoy driving this more than my E39 M5. There, I said it. I know it's a ridiculous thing to say, but it's just a phenomenal, phenomenal car, and I'm deeply in love with it. Robert from Heel and Toe YouTube channel borrowed it a couple of days ago, and there's going to be a video on his channel with this car, and he is a really good driver, and he's done some crazy fun stuff with this car. He drifted with the car, he did high-speed runs as well, so I'm really looking forward to that video. Actually, he drifted with the car and me in the passenger seat, which was just biblical. To see what this car can actually do, and with someone that can actually do that, it's insane. I'm actually getting married, boys and girls, in July to my girlfriend of 9 years, and I'm gonna take this car with me on a really long journey. So I need to upgrade the brake pads. I kind of cooked them last time I was on the Autobahn. I'm gonna upgrade the brake pads with Hawk performance pads that I got from brakeshop.com. I also have stainless steel brake lines, and then I'm gonna put racing fluid as well, because I drive this car really aggressively. But yeah, that's the update on it. The paint, it's still crap, and I really don't care. I got to enjoy the car fully in Italy because of it, because I can park it wherever I want, and I don't have to worry about scratches and dents. So for the time being, it's staying exactly as it is from the outside. Two cars are missing here as well. My E39 M5.
the car that I've had for 6 years now. It just came back from Poland. The front end was resprayed because the clear coat was peeling, so Arthur and David did a phenomenal job matching the paint and fixing all of the small cosmetical issues. We are actually going to do an episode with that car. I need to replace the window trim, a few small things, and then the car is going to G-on, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing we've done with Alpina. They're going to paint correct the entire car, PPF the front end, and just get it 100% perfect from the outside. So be on the lookout for that. The second car that's missing, it's E36 328i, Project Marbella. Both of those cars are at home in my auto garage. But yeah, E30 still in winter storage, even though it's middle of the summer. I've been so busy this period, I haven't had the opportunity to take it out, go for a drive, and just enjoy the car. In the last episode, Jason Camisa took the car on a road trip to Switzerland and Italy, had a lot of fun with it, but he also gave me a list of small issues that I need to fix with the car. Primarily, he told me that the car is dangerous without power steering because it's so slow and difficult to catch. And also I need to upgrade the diff because second gear can get you to 100 kilometers per hour, which is just ridiculous. So we're going to do one more episode with that project where we're going to retrofit or install power steering rack and power steering, and then replace the diff. And I don't know if some small things like rattles in the door panel or whatever. He picked up on absolutely everything because he knows E30s really well. And that's about it. I think I've covered pretty much everything. As I said, I'm getting married in July, so I'm going to be gone for about 3 weeks. I'm going to try and get as much as I can done right now and finish as many videos as I can so I can post them while I'm away. But if there's a gap in content, that's the reason why, for the gap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon. We're gonna continue with the E36, E39. Forgot the Project Rottweil E39, but you already know everything about that. We just finished refurbishing the interior, and right now the PDR guy is working on the car and removing all of the dents from it. And then we're gonna paint, well, I'm going to paint correct the entire car and just finish it from the outside. And that pretty much concludes the refreshment process of this car. And then Infinitas supercharger is going to be bolted to the engine. It's sitting in the box right over there. Now I covered everything. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.